The winter wind cut through the empty streets like a blade. Under a flickering street lamp sat a young man in his late 20s, soaked to the bone, his hoodie clinging to his shivering body. His shoes were torn, his fingers numb, and in his hands he held a crumpled notebook filled with shaky pen marks, half-erased charts, failed predictions, abandoned dreams. People walked past him as if he were a stain on the pavement. He whispered to himself through trembling breath, "One more day. I just need one more day." When the rain softened, he pushed himself up and made his way toward the only place that welcomed him without questions, the public library. Inside, the warmth felt unreal. The hum of fluorescent lights, the quiet clicking of keyboards, the soft rustle of pages, it all sounded like another world. He slipped to the corner where an old computer sat, its screen flickering weakly. To anyone else, it was outdated junk. To him, it was a lifeline. He logged in. Charts burst across the screen, shifting, pulsing, mocking him. His stomach growled, his hands shook, but he leaned forward anyway, whispering, "Come on, don't give up on me now." Minutes later, everything crashed. His trade went red, plunging downward like a stone in water. He felt it physically, like a punch to the chest. He leaned back, covering his face, as tears mixed with the leftover rain on his skin. A librarian walked by and said gently, "Sir, we're closing soon." But the words barely reached him. His world was collapsing again. He stayed until the lights blinked and the staff began locking up. Only then did he drag himself outside, curling up beneath the awning to survive the night. But he didn't stop. For weeks he repeated the same cycle: wake cold, walk the streets, find food wherever possible, and spend every spare moment glued to that old library computer. He studied until his vision blurred, until candlesticks and charts became more familiar than his own reflection. He memorized patterns, learned discipline, failed thousands of times, but each failure carved him sharper. The library became his sanctuary. The staff grew used to seeing him before they opened, waiting silently in the rain. Then one morning, after months of grinding in the shadows, something happened. A setup he had never seen so clearly appeared on the screen. His heart pounded. Everything he had learned screamed that this was the moment. He clicked. Seconds felt like hours. Then, the numbers turned green. They kept rising, higher, higher still. His lips parted, his breath caught. Tears filled his eyes. He didn't blink, terrified the screen might change if he moved. When the trade finally closed, his balance had multiplied beyond anything he had ever imagined. He let out a shaky laugh, a raw, broken sound that echoed through the empty morning library. For the first time in years, the world didn't feel heavy. It felt wide open. He wasn't rich yet, but he wasn't trapped anymore. Months passed. His skills sharpened, his discipline hardened, and slowly, quietly, he rose. A backpack full of profits, a mind sharpened by suffering, a heart still fragile, but burning with possibility. One cold night, he walked again down the same street where he once slept. Under the flickering street lamp was another man, soaking wet, shivering, holding a crumpled notebook just like he once did. The new millionaire approached him slowly, the rain pattering against his jacket. The homeless man looked up, eyes hollow, desperate. The trader stared at him with a strange sadness. He crouched, placing a hand on the man's shoulder, and whispered, "This can save you, but it can destroy you first." He placed his old notebook in the man's lap, its pages swollen with rain, its charts still visible like ghosts of his past, and then stood up. Before the homeless man could respond, the trader was already walking away, disappearing into the moving crowd as if he had never been there at all. The notebook lay open on the pavement, rain smearing the ink, the green glow of a faint chart reflecting off a puddle, like a promise or a warning.